Waiting for her to say something like, okay, go get the belt for me right now. But she says nothing. It's quiet for like 5 minutes. And then she goes,
you know what? Quick!
I was in the 4th grade in Haiti, and I had just been transferred from a French private school. A little recap, just know everybody was weird, you know? All except for one person, Bumblebee. At least that's her name in the video, because she was a little bumblebee, man. She was cute, but like all bumblebees, she stung. And this one hurted a lot. It was around that time I started to build confidence to talk to girls, and building the confidence at this age was like building a credit score. All it takes is one purchase to make or break your credit. And that was a huge payment I was about to make, man. And I was ready to risk it, because for one thing, unlike the little girl from my previous video, this one was not little. She was big, as in taller than me. And I know some of you sneaky little devils about to go down in the comment section and be like,
size don't matter, Wherzmario.
Well, duh, I know in most cases it doesn't, but in my case, how do you talk to someone that's 5 years older than you? 3 grades ahead of you? I was young, okay? I didn't know any better, but it didn't matter. I was destined and determined to have her in my life. So one of the ways I planned on doing it was through my homeboy, because homeboy was B's little brother. Now, you know me, I try to be slick with it on some, hey dog, what's your sister like? Granted, he was her little brother, but I don't know what's up with every little brothers at this age, but they don't like their older sister. So of course he would have hit me up with some, man, she's lame. All she do is talk to boys on the phone.
Boys?
What boys?
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There! Don't touch that! Don't touch that! Don't touch that!
Like I said, she was grades ahead of me, so it was bound to be competition. But I did not back down. I thought to myself, what can I do to stand out from these bozos? And then the most brilliant plan came to mind. A letter. Not just any letter, a love letter. So I went home and wrote the letter. I probably said something like,
Sherry, I think you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. Whenever I see you, I don't know what your father did for God, for him to make you so beautiful like this. Please, épouse-moi.
Bars, nigga. Now keep in mind, the letter was much more longer than this one, and I do clearly remember going to my mother's room, took a perfume, you know, I showered that bit, and then I took a rose from a living room, clipped it to it. Yeah, the cringy things we do. So the next day, I went to school and I waited till recess to give the letter. The bell rings, it's recess time, it's time for my mission. Now, I was about to pull it out of my bag when my teacher saw it, and he goes, what is that? It should have not been a problem seeing me pulling out a paper out of my bag, but remember, it had a big roll stick to it, so yeah, he was curious. He took the letter, read it, and then gives me that look like I was in trouble. Then he goes, yeah, this requires your parents' attention, so I'm going to hang on to it and give it to your parents.
By the way, why do Asian teachers always do that, man? Like, I'm trying to understand. Why keep blocking us, bro? Like, I'm trying to.
Now, this got me hot. The reason being, it's not because he was gonna tell my parents. I could care less about that. It was just a freaking letter. Big deal. Nah, the reason why I got hot is because you took away the only opportunity I had to shoot. Nice going, egghead. Later that day, I got picked up from school by my driver. I'm at home chilling, doing my homework, right? My mom comes home, everything goes as smoothly as possible, and then 30 minutes later, I hear, I go into a room, and I don't know if y'all remember this scene from Cinderella when she walked into her godmother's room, how it was dramatic and stuff. Yeah, that, but except with the letter. And she goes,
Luigi, to
study and have a good grade. Now at this point, I'm freaking out, okay? I'm having a panic attack because I walked in the room expecting her to be like, but even still with a calm voice, she can be scary like that. And I'm over here like, crap, that letter was a serious thing. Maybe I did over-exaggerate it. Now, I'm waiting for her to say something like, okay, go get the belt for me right now. But she says nothing. It's quiet for like 5 minutes. And then she goes,
you know what? I'm not gonna do anything. I'm too tired for this.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've lived in a household where my dad wasn't around and he was around, if that makes sense.
Thumbs up for the bastards.
I pretty much grew up in a household where my mom was my father and my mother at the same time.
One life for the single mamas.
So believe me when I tell you, when she said my dad has to intervene, my brain went,
oh shit, your ass about to get it, boy.
So the next day at school, I'm chilling, alright? And I kind of forgot the whole ordeal about my mom and dad, just because usually when stuff like that happens, you know, my dad come in clutch like real quick. So the whole day goes around and it's like, yo, nothing has happened since last night. No phone calls, no nothing. So I'm good. That wasn't until they came to pick me up. And no, my driver, it was not. It was my... No. So we're driving home and it's a quiet drive, and then he goes, about this letter. This is it. This is how I die. Goodbye world. Goodbye Haiti. Goodbye Bumblebee. Hey man, how did you do it, son? You actually had the courage to write a letter to a girl?
Jesus, quoi c'est vrai?
My boy is turning to a man. Wow, where did the years go? Later at night, my mom comes around with some...
Did your dad talk to you?
Oh yes, he did.
What did he say?
He simply said that I should talk to the little girl and have a response from her. And she goes...
Men. Petit papa, you put a pibon.
And that was that. That was the last time we ever talked about the subject. And looking back on it, I think I might exaggerate a little bit on the letter. What you guys think? Let me know down below. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Definitely turn on the bell. Yeah, don't miss a thing. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Mario out.